If you're looking for a shotgun for sheer power, there's really nothing that can match a 10 gauge shotgun. And you've probably seen some, side-by-sides from Spain and things like that. But for a while, Remington made this SP10, 10 gauge, 3.5 inch Magnum. And if you're a waterfowler or you're looking for just a firearm that has extreme power at close range and even at not so close range, this would be the ticket. We were just shooting it, and actually, we've seen a lot of effects on different things, but we were shooting some wood planks, and I'll just open the action for you. This 10 gauge is really something else. And this one, like I said, I'll flip it around. You can see, you may see them on the used gun rack from time to time. People buy them. The dedicated waterfowlers, of course, they never sell them. You probably know this, but I'll say it anyway. When steel shot became mandatory for waterfowl, there was a big transitional period because steel isn't as dense as lead, you know this. And so you couldn't really have the same effect, or people didn't think so, with the 12 gauge. So there was a certain attraction to the power of the 10 gauge. The bore is bigger, the shells are longer. I'll show you the shells. And it's massive. Of course, there were 4 gauges and all kinds of big shotguns in the past, but this is the only semi-auto. And in case it looks familiar to some of you, that's because it's the Remington version of the original Ithaca Mag 10. I've got the Mag 10 to show you as well. And Remington simplified some things, some machine cut checkering. The gun undoubtedly is heavy. I don't know what this weighs. Probably maybe 10 pounds or so. It's not that bad recoil-wise, and when you're waterfowling or doing anything, generally you don't really feel recoil, or I don't anyway. On the other hand, if you sat at the bench with 10 gauge slugs, this for sure would wake you up in the morning. All right, I'm going to set this one down and then and get the Ithaca, and you can have a look at that. Sorry I couldn't, hold both of them. That's a lot of weight. But you can see the Ithaca is sort of a more finely made shotgun. There's hand-cut checkering. The steel is blued and polished and blued, I should say. It's got a recoil pad. The wood is actually quite elegant. They've got some good grain. There were different models. There was even a model called I think they called it the Road Blocker, which was quite a plain 10 gauge with a slug barrel. And I guess I've seen a couple of those. Anyway, massive shotgun, and you recognize this from the Remington. The controls are about the same. And what does it say? It says model Mag 10, 10 gauge, 3.5 inch chamber, proof tested, Ithaca Gun Co., Ithaca, New York, made in USA. Fantastic shotgun. All the folks who are really determined to be successful, they get a hold of one of these. And the shells now, all shells are expensive, but they're somewhat more. I didn't notice that they're, terribly expensive. What can I say? For the time that you have to, raise the shotgun, it's definitely not too heavy. You want to have some weight. All right, well, that gives you an idea of the shotguns, and like I said, it'd be best if I had them side by side. Maybe we'll do that somehow, and we'll take a couple of shots and you'll see what I mean. So we've got some Federal 10 gauge 3.5 inch Magnum. I think it's number 2 shot. And I just wanted to show, especially the younger viewers, what these shotguns are capable of. Maybe it's been done before, probably, but that's okay, we'll do it again. All I did is I set up a piece of plywood, And this shotgun has removable chokes, and it looks like it's got a skeet choke on it, which is actually not a bad idea with steel shot. Anyway, you're sending so many pellets downrange with the 10 gauge. Anyway, we'll see what it does to the board. I'm curious myself. So the pattern hasn't really opened up at all. It's very tight. All right, we'll shoot the Ithaca. Okay, this is the original Ithaca Mag 10 Deluxe, and I switched over from the plywood to just a piece of another target that we were shooting at. Ithaca is noticeably better made. The parts slide more easily, but they both work. Yeah, so I mean, this is minimal range. This is not a very scientific test. One should really do something better. But the people that take these out into the marshes and so on, they routinely have success at yardages that you just don't get. As you probably know, the shorter the shot column is with any shotgun, the more effective it is. The shot column is just the distance between the pellet at the front, the swarm of pellets in the middle, and the pellets at the back. With a 12 gauge, 3.5 inch Magnum or whatever they make, that's a very long shot column, so the pellets are not arriving at the same time. In fact, only some may arrive and then the bird is gone. You actually want, ideally, a shot column that's like a pancake, a swarm, and you accomplish that with bigger gauges. So the 10 gauge is really the ideal waterfowler, but of course there's the weight, the cost, and scarcity of guns. I haven't come across anything like the Mag 10 or the SP10 by Remington. So I thought it's worth bringing to your attention. I probably will take these out, just they're different to use. Definitely not a London side-by-side, but a fantastic and quite powerful and impressive machine. I don't have anyone to help me with these clay pigeons, so I have to throw this myself and then drop. You've seen this before. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. But it's, anyway, it's interesting. And 10 gauge, this is with a skeet choke, and it's the 3.5 inch, I think it's number 2 shot. So we'll see what happens. I don't know, it's a pretty heavy gun. I got some leaves off that tree. We'll take another shot. Well, that's what I got. You know, throwing those clays with that hand thrower, I don't know why I'm throwing them that way. I want to throw straight forward. But that's another tricky thing to learn. I'll take one more shot. Yeah, except for the weight and cost and all the rest, it actually is not a bad skeet gun. But I'm just teasing. You know, you hit stuff, right? But I noticed that when I shot, I got the clay pigeon and the branches and the tree and so on and so forth. But yeah, magnificent shotgun. We'll have to do more with these. I think I'll hang on to them for a while, and we'll take them out and give them more of a workout. All right, thanks for watching.